Good morning, Christchurch. I'm out with Bailey the dog. There she is, just trying to find something tasty. And I've often heard it said that walking the dog is a good time for thinking, a good time for praying. As it turns out, it's also a good time for recording a video. I'm a bit of a fan of the English language. I like its peculiarities. And I quite like collective nouns, those words that describe a group of things. A herd of cows, a float of crocodiles, a murder of crows, a calendar of saints, a mass of priests. Well, how about Christians? I suppose there are all sorts of collective nouns we could use, but I'm going to suggest that actually ours is more something to do with unicorns. We'll get on to that in a moment. There are plenty of collective nouns in the Easter story. That first Easter Sunday morning, we read in Matthew 28 how Mary and Mary, a pair of Marys, go to the tomb and find not what they're expecting, but the stone moved away, Jesus' body gone, his grave clothes left behind, and rather surprisingly, an angel there. And the angel says, "Do not be afraid." And that pair of Marys, I think the angel had it right, a fear of followers. But don't be afraid, says the angel. Go and tell Jesus' friends, his disciples, what you've seen. And as they do as they're told, as they go off on the way, they meet Jesus. And Matthew tells us they worshipped him. So a worship of believers. And actually, that would be a really good collective noun, I think, a worship of believers. But I think there's more to it than that. As we read on in Matthew's Gospel, as Jesus does meet with other people, his disciples, and then into Acts, the coming of the Holy Spirit, the birth of the church, and an explosion of believers as thousands decide to follow him. That explosion has reverberated down the centuries, and now there are followers of Jesus around the globe. There are times, though, I think we can be quite rightly called a silence of believers. We don't speak up. We're quiet. The faith we describe as being a strong personal faith stays just like that. It's not something that we do with other people. We kind of have it all on our own. But it's not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to take on the Great Commission that Jesus gave us, to explain our faith, to talk about our faith, to live out our faith in a way that impacts our communities. And that's where we are unicorns. Why unicorns? Well, the collective noun for unicorns is a blessing. And you know, that is what we're called to be. I know that being a blessing looks somewhat different now than maybe it did even a few weeks ago in the current situation. But Christchurch is already, and I have seen the evidence of this being a blessing in the community currently, and will continue to be so. And I'm looking forward to being a part of that. When is that going to happen? I don't know, but hopefully not too long. We're very much looking forward to moving to Cheltenham and being parts of the Christchurch community. But until then, until we can be unicorns, until we can be a blessing together, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May he make himself known to you and give you his peace. Amen.